Fox Sports.
We are sports. We are Sun.
Last night, Zilla turned in another outstanding performance on the mound, and the Rays seemed poised for a victory. But the Cardinals had other ideas as they rallied to tie it in the 8th. Then T-Fam walked it off in the 9th for a 6-4 St. Louis victory. Today, Flaco Forte, a.k.a. Chris Archer, goes to the hill as the Rays look for a series victory in St. Louis. We greet you from St. Louis, Missouri, home of the 1904 World's Fair and Summer Olympic Games, and since 1965, home of the Gateway Arch, spanning 605 feet above the ground at its apex. And this afternoon, the Rays and the Cardinals square off in Game 3 of this series. Wild card implications to be sure. Rays dropping last night's game, but one of 7 teams within 3 games in the American League wild card chase. Hi again, everyone, and welcome to an afternoon of Rays baseball with Brian Anderson, Dwayne Stats. Great to have you aboard. We'll be hearing from Alex Pance-Cordry throughout the afternoon as well. Tough loss for the Rays last night, but one good thing. Over the last week, their offense has returned.
Listen, the long ball has returned to this offense, and I'm going to tell you something. Over the last 7 games, they've homered in all 7 games. They've hit multiple home runs in 5 of the 7 games, and the thing that you really love about this offense right now is they're getting a lot of guys involved. 6 different Rays have homered during this streak where they've hit 15 home runs. Dickerson has 3, Souza has 3, Kiermaier has 3, Duda has 3, Echeverria has a couple of them, but everybody getting involved. The long ball is back, and that means, guess what, more runs per game. So if they can continue to throw the ball well and pitch, they're going to win some games.
In the center of the diamond, we should have a great pitching matchup here today with Chris Archer opposing essentially the top starter on this Cardinal ball club, Lance Lynn.
Absolutely, and when you think about Chris Archer, one word comes to mind, and that's power. And that's what he's able to do with the fastball and the slider. Power, overpower opposing lineups. And he is second in the American League right now in innings pitched and in strikeouts with 217. In fact, he's gone double-digit strikeouts in 9 starts this year, including his last 2, both of those against the Toronto Blue Jays. But again, it'll be the fastball and the slider taking center stage for him. And for Lance Lynn, very good numbers overall, 10-6 with a 3.17. But look what he's done. The final start before the All-Star break, since then, 9 of them, 4-0, ERA 195. You know what he's done in this streak? He's kept the ball in the yard. 55 in the 3rd innings, and he's given up just 2 home runs. You do that, it's going to translate to winning baseball.
This afternoon, Game 3 of the series and the culmination of Players Weekend. And when we come back, we'll continue to learn more about all that when Pance-Cordry talks with who?
Cardinals get ready to wrap up Players Weekend, and several of the Rays players will tell you that Tommy Hunter, or we should say Tommy Two Towels, has the best nickname on the team, but in a very close second place is a player who didn't even think he would be in the majors this weekend. Who am I talking about? That's right, Shi Wei-Hu, the righty from Taiwan, who's been having some fun with the puns thanks to his last name.
I don't think this is my nickname. I think just like for fun, you know, my last name is Hu, and the same speaking for the who are you is who. No, I don't think it's my nickname. I'm not paying anything for a uniform. When I come here, is giving the uniform for there. And my first night sold is NLB.com for the Taiwan. They show me the picture and say, hey, who you got a uniform for nickname? I said, what nickname? I have no idea. And show me the picture. I said, oh, who? I said, it's kind of cool. Yeah, I liked it. I really like that. It's very funny, very special.
I think I kind of gave it to myself. People have been calling me Flacco ever since I got drafted. It just means skinny. And then Orestes Estrada was asking me how I throw so hard. And I was like, I'm Flacco, but I'm strong. Flacco Fuerte. You know, I'm skinny, but I'm strong. So just a little something that we have in between us, and now I'm letting everybody know about it.
St. Louis is known for its arch, the gateway to the West. Well, the Rays' Chris Archer, a.k.a. Flacco Fuerte, will take the mound for Tampa Bay, and the Rays need a big, strong outing from Mr. Flacco Fuerte as Kevin Cash trusts the level of importance of this afternoon's game. Stay with us right here on Fox Sports Sun.
Your local Ford dealers. By the Florida Department of Transportation. Drive sober or get pulled over. And by your local Toyota dealers. Let's go places. Gorgeous afternoon in St. Louis. Wrap-up day of Players Weekend. The Rays and the Cardinals even at a game apiece. For more, before we start this one, let's go down to the field to Pants.
Thank you, Statsy. Well, as we get ready to wrap up and put a bow on Players Weekend, it's only fitting that we have one of the Rays read off today's starting lineup for the Tampa Bay Rays. So let's toss it over to Brad Miller, a.k.a. The Rat.
Here's today's starting lineup for the Tampa Bay Rays. Leading off, we have everybody's favorite, Kevin Kiermaier, the Outlaw, in center field. Batting second, we have Steven Souza Jr., the Sousbot, in right field. Batting third, playing third, number 3, my favorite player, Evan Longo Longoria. Everybody knows him. He is Mr. Devil Ray. Number 4 in the cleanup spot, you can hear him coming, Logan Morrison, a.k.a. Lomo. Batting fifth in left field, our all-star, Corey Dickerson, no nickname needed. Batting sixth, playing shortstop very well, La Pantera, Adani Hechavarria. Batting seventh, yours truly, the Rat, Brad Miller, playing second base. Batting eighth, Jesus Suki Sucre, catching. And on the mound today, batting ninth, you know, he can't get any higher in the order, I guess, is Chris Flaco Fuerte, Archer.
Round of applause there for Brad Miller. Thank you very much. And now it's back up to Statsy and Brewhead.
All right, Pants, thank you very much. Good job as the Rays will wrap up this stop in St. Louis. Third game here. They'll be headed over to Kansas City and then up to the south side of Chicago to play the White Sox before they return home next week against the Minnesota Twins. Kevin Cash sending the Rays out here with a mark of 64 and 67. Winning the first game 7-3, dropping last night's game. Cardinals walked it off 6-4. And Lance Lynn on the hill for St. Louis today.
Well, about to make his 27th start. 10-6 is the record. The ERA a very good 3.17 and just over 150 innings of work. Let's take a look at that Cardinal defense and see how it's going to line up here this afternoon. Brought to you by Golden Diamond Source. And in the outfield left-right, we have T-Fam, Dex, and Momo. Across that infield third to first, Garcia, DeYoung, Wonger, and Karp, with Yachty behind the plate.
Mike Matheny, the manager of this St. Louis ball club. Former multiple Gold Glove winner as a catcher in his 6th season as the Cardinals manager. And they are within 5 games in the wild card chase. Overall running third. Interesting, they're 4.5 back from the division lead. Closer there than they are in the wild card. Running second in the wild card.
Well, you look at what's going on out west. You know, the Dodgers obviously setting the pace, but then all of a sudden the Rockies, the Diamondbacks, they're trying to do their thing, and that is one heck of a race out there for the wild card when you look in the National League, because right now headlined by those 2 teams from out west, the D-backs and the Rockies.
Yeah, there they are, a wild card, 5 back for that second wild card spot. Arizona atop, then Colorado, Milwaukee, Miami, St. Louis, and then Pittsburgh at just an 8.5 back. Here's Kevin Kiermaier. And the first pitch is outside, underway here. 15 minutes past the hour.
You know, while the weekend has been good for the players, it has been awful for the Unicorn. That Unicorn's taken a beating early in these games.
Get it over with.
I guess. It's inevitable.
Pitch is foul, out of play.
And I blame the truck.
Yep. Anyone but us.
Takes a big man to admit when he's wrong, Dwayne.
That's right.
I am
we are not
a big man.
So Kiermaier with a 265 average facing Lynn. And he has been a tough starting pitcher for this St. Louis ball club. Pretty good size, 6'5". They list him at 270. Pitch fouled up the right side, 2-2.
Well, heavy with the fastball, and a couple different versions of it. He'll four-seam it, he'll cut it slightly, he'll sink it, but boy, he stays with that pitch an awful lot. It's a left tackle, is what that is.
Line drive, and by Garcia, who left his feet not altogether on purpose and threw into left. Kiermaier is aboard.
Boy, is still trying to figure out how he didn't catch this. This ball just slapped. That's a play that, I mean, you would figure that a big league third baseman is going to make 99 times out of 100, and that ball just found its way by the glove, off the thumb it looked like.
Well, Garcia getting the start down at third base. That goes as a base hit. And Steven Souza Jr. will step in here. And a ground ball to third. Garcia goes down to second out there and safe the call at first. Kiermaier forced at second.
That ball got in a little bit on Suzbot, and it just didn't have enough steam in getting to Garcia. So as much as the Cardinal infielders tried to speed this up, the ball just wasn't hit hard enough. And Souza Jr., as we know, can get down the line and hustle, and he able to beat it out. How about this? How about the Wonger?
Well, no sooner does Garcia get the start at third because they put Jerko on the disabled list. Jed Jerko with the hamstring strain. And Garcia, a busy man already at third, filling in. First pitch to Evan Longoria is a strike. He's the new guy on the infield. Has to feel as if he's being picked on right now.
He's absolutely right. A line drive that wasn't able to make the play on, a slow roller.
This one is fouled. Two strikes the count. So Evan down with Souza Jr. at first. Over to first and back in goes Souza.
Lynn's done a nice job in controlling the running game. 2 successful stolen bases out of 8 attempts. Obviously has some help behind the plate there with Yachty.
Another one fouled right back into the screen. Around his feet, goes to 1-2.
I'll tell you what, that ball looked like it absolutely was going to hit Evan Longoria. I don't know how he got out of the way of that. That sinker running down and in. How he got that front leg out.
And that is strike 3. Longoria tried to check. Field and Colbert, the crew chief, down at first as he went around.
That's always a dangerous pitch for a hitter, especially when it's got some arm side run and some sinking action. Just because the ball's in, you've got to make a decision to start the swing early, and then by that time you hold up, sometimes it's not that easy.
Here's Logan Morrison, 1 on, 2 gone now. And a strike call to Morrison.
And after that strike, all of a sudden you move it over. Here's Gregors.
Foul out of play, nothing in 2.
Yep.
Shift on for Logan Morrison. Runner on the move, and there is a strike call. Ball thrown into center field, but that called third strike will end the inning as Morrison is caught looking. We're going to go to the bottom of the first. No score.
We got leading off, you might have seen him in the ocean, but he goes by Carp. Second, we got T-Fam, walk-off hero from last night. Number 3, well, he's just got Paul Dion, but I'll call him Paulie D. 4, we got Dexter Dex Fowler, switch hitting phenom. Number 5, you know him as Yachty. We know him as Yachty as well. 6, we got the apparently I'm bad so far. We got Wonger over at second base. 7, we got Piss, but they call him Momo. Not sure what that means. 8, we got Garcia. We call him Garce. And 9, we got the big man, Lance the Romance. Gonna carve it up today. Thank y'all.
And a nice job there by Floridian Luke Weaver, born in DeLand and went to Florida State. And a nice job covering the lineups as we go to the bottom of the first inning. The Rays will have Chris Archer, Flacco Forte on the hill.
Well, looking to get into double digits in the win column, sitting at 9 right now, ERA 3.76. We talked about his strikeouts in the open. Second in the American League with 217, also second in the American League with 172 in the third innings.
Well, Matt Carpenter will lead it off for St. Louis, as he has been in that leadoff spot all series and for the better part of this year. 16 home runs, so some pop right at the top of the lineup. And Archer's first pitch is a strike call. C.B. Bucknor behind the plate. Crew chief fielded Colbert first, Manny Gonzalez second, and Mark Carlson down at third. Ball, 1 strike. Fastball mid-90s, up and away.
Well, Chris Archer has never faced the St. Louis Cardinals. Most of these hitters have never faced Chris Archer, so we can read those scouting reports about fastball slider, but until you see it.
So it's 2-1. Well, most of the time you'd think that the pitcher might have an advantage with the lineup not seeing him previously.
I would think that that would be the case, especially with Archer's stuff.
Fly ball lifted into left field, and there's Dickerson out there in broad daylight tracking that one. Had trouble with one in the lights last night.
Well, let's take a look at that Rays defense brought to you by Gold and Diamond Source. And in the outfield left to right, we've got Dickerson, Outlaw, and Suzbot. Across the infield, third to first, Longo, La Pantera, Rat, and Lomo, with Suki getting the call behind the plate, catching Flaco Fuerte. See.
And here's T-Fam.
T-Fam, that's right.
First pitch is a little bit wide right there. Tommy Pham walked it off last night. The home run in the bottom of the ninth inning, giving St. Louis a 6-4 victory. Now it's 1-1.
I think this Cardinal lineup would like to see pitches from Chris Archer, but if he's going to fill up the zone early, they're going to want to attack early because of those strikeout numbers, not to get to that put away slider. So it'll be interesting to watch how they go about attacking him.
1-2 now to Pham, and here is the game deciding blow last night as he walked it off. There's the slider, and it's 2-2. Strike three. There. So that takes care of Pham. 2 up, 2 down.
This slider stays out over the plate. Doesn't have the same depth as you normally see from it, but it doesn't matter if you're going to freeze a hitter like Pham. Pick up that second out and move on. Mom and Dad on the thank you patch. That has been a favorite combination of these players, and for good reason.
Here's DeYoung sending one into right. First pitch, and it's caught out there in front of the track by Souza Jr. A 1-2-3 first for Archer. We move into the second inning. No score from St. Louis. Edition of the Cold Hard Facts, brought to you by Clean Chris Coors Light. Corey Dickerson, that bat coming to life here the last 5 games. Previous 15, just 121, if you can believe that, and 526 the past week, 5 games.
Cut way down on the strikeouts, starting to swing the bat aggressively once again, and you know the numbers obviously reflect that. There's nothing to add to that graphic.
And his overall average back up over 290 now, 291 as he starts play today. Pitch is low. Rays facing Lance Lynn, 30-year-old right-hander. 25 home runs for Dickerson. Number 25 came in the 4th inning last night.
That's now the 3rd Ray to set a career high in homers this year.
The Rays, all 3 of the home runs were good shots. Dickerson hitting this one out to right center. That was better than 400 feet. Echeverria hit one 405. Lucas Duda hit one 423. Two and one. See Logan Morrison topping the club with 29, career high. Same thing, Steven Soucy Jr. 28, and then Dickerson 25. And Corey's up in the count, 3-1.
Lance Lynn nibbling at that outside corner, trying to get Corey to chase something with some sinking action to it, keep the ball out of the air.
He'll take it the other way, a base hit into left field, and the Rays, for their 2nd straight inning, put the leadoff man aboard.
You know, Chad Mottola was talking about Corey Dickerson and said that he thought that during his little downturn that maybe he was getting too home run happy, and now he's more willing to take his base hits and run into some home runs, and that's what he did right there. He finally elevated a pitch that was away, and he just took it the other way. Take your base hit to left.
Well, you can see all year he's hit the ball everywhere. I mean, up the middle most of all, but almost equal left and right.
And that's a beautiful printout right there. Make any hitting coach very happy.
Dickerson back in. La Montana up here. The Panther, Andy Echeverria. Echeverria had 3 hits Friday and a home run last night. Ball popping away from Carpenter, and back in at first is Dickerson. It's a strike to Echeverria. Well, a lot has happened since the Rays last saw Lance Lynn. He's made 2 appearances. One was in 2011 out of the bullpen, and a start in 2014 against the Rays. Out of play, 0-2. And Tommy John surgery in November of 2015. Spent last year rehabbing. He was 12-11 in 2015. Ground ball, shortstop. DeYoung to second one. First base not in time. Dickerson forced. Long trying to turn the double play, and we'll see what the Cardinals decide to do on that close play at first.
Yeah, very close, and the only reason it was close is because once again Wonger out at second. Watch his turn. I mean, he wastes no time, and that's the only shot that they had, and that ball, that was an awfully close play there. You don't see it go into the glove, but I think the Cardinals are pretty convinced that they got him, and they're going to have him take a look at it.
Yeah, a little conference between the Culberth and Gonzalez for a moment.
That ball into the interior of the glove looked like it was in time. So
well, Field and Culberth, who is the crew chief, will be involved here as this play is challenged. The early returns indicate that there's going to be a double play.
Yes, I would absolutely agree with that. That ball looked to get into the interior of the glove clearly before the foot gets to the bag. And that's all because of Colton Wong out at second base and the way that he was able to turn it.
Well, that was a pretty quick decision right there. So whatever votes were still out there, they counted them all in a hurry. And the one that counted says that's a double play. So the bases are empty. And Brad Miller becomes the hitter for the Rays. Want to know the count to Brad? Rat ahead in the count, 2-0 against Lynn.
Looking for a piece of cheese, Dwayne. Looking for a piece of cheese.
And he's ahead in the count. Nice job by Rat on the lineups, both Weaver and the Rat. Very nicely done. Three and one. Now the count is full. 10-game winner. Lance Lynn, 10-6. Reached the Cardinals in starts. This is his 27th. And in the top 10 of the National League in earned run average, 6th overall. The 317 earned run mark.
And as you can see, loves to use the fastball. Not at all overpowering, not a huge strikeout guy. He can go get him at times when he needs them, but he has a very acute pitching acumen. He's got a great idea out there of what he's doing.
And he walks Miller. The Rays get a base runner again, this time with 2 outs. Yeah, Lynn's really 91, 92 most of the time. And you're right, between the 2-seamer and the 4-seamer, very heavy on the fastball.
I mean, 85, 86%. He falls behind, you know you're going to get it even a little bit more than that.
Jesus Sucre. Suki.
I'd like to see Suki get Flaco Fuerte to the plate.
This one all the way to the backstop, bounding and returning right to Molina, who then had a problem picking it up, and all the while Miller's still at first.
Let's see, this ball takes off. Yachty misses it, but it comes off that wall hard, and I think that's what held up the Rat. The Rat sees it go by. Oh, quick rebound. Shifty little Rat.
And cautious. Properly so there. You get a pretty good carom off that low wall. Little pop up here, headed to the left side, and that's the third baseman Garcia making the catch. Rays leave a runner. We're through an inning and a half. No score in St. Louis. Brought to you by your Southern Chevy dealers and by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Hello from inside the Gateway Arch. Opened in the fall of 1965, symbolizing the expansion of the United States.
You know, Sparky did a great little rendition, a description of that. How many stories it is, and an elevator that goes all the way to the top. It's pretty good. And I don't mean the Sparky that pitched last night for the Cardinals. I mean the Ridge. Clark W. Griswold. He made the family truckster went right by the arch.
That's right. That's exactly right. Dexter Fowler leads off here.
I had a buddy in college. We were making the trip out to spring training out in Arizona when I was with the Diamondbacks, and continually referred to it as we were coming up on it as the St. Louis Arc. Okay,
in case there was a flood.
I mean, come on now. St. Louis Arc. This is the same guy as we're going through the panhandle of Texas. He's like, next big city that's coming up is Armadillo. Right. He graduated college. He has a degree. Armadillo, and so every time I see the Arc,
you know the next stop is Armadillo.
Armadillo's coming up.
And could you make Armadillo by morning?
We did a straight through drive, 30+ hours.
Yeah.
I was sick as a dog after we were done. I laid in bed for 4 days. Not kidding.
The ground ball to the right side, and Miller will make the pickup here to retire Fowler. Speaking of that, you know, there's been a little virus going around in the Cardinals, and Fowler was one of them. He did not play last night. Under the weather, they sent him home. Apparently okay today. Carpenter had missed a couple days prior to this series. So you don't want to spend a lot of time in the Cardinal clubhouse right now.
No, and those situations are extremely tough to manage because of the amount of hours and the travel and all that goes into being in a big league team. I used to remember, you know, going to spring training. It was just, what part of spring were you going to get sick? Because everybody coming from all different parts of the world at this point convene on this, you know, Port Charlotte for the Rays. Something's coming out. I mean, something's going to swing through camp for sure.
Yeah, they pack more than just their suitcases.
Yeah.
2 strikes to count to Molina now.
That was the worst, and it happened every spring on every team that I was on. Now, whether or not you got it, not always, but something would, you know, swing through camp every year. And you hoped it was just once.
And a foul-tipped strikeout right there. Molina down on 3 pitches. Archer has retired the first 5 to face him.
The good thing is these trainers are so well prepared for that. They've got the pills, the ointments, everything that you could possibly need.
Yeah, they are the saviors, as it turns out, and always ready. Those guys never sleep, by the way, apparently.
It is remarkable. And, you know, I know Ron Porterfield has come back into the plane and, you know, sat down, and we've been able to talk to him just about different things. And you start talking to him about the hours that he puts in. And it's year-round now because you're always getting ready for something. Off-season program, got to get ready for the draft, got to maintain your own, you know, players during the course of a season, rehab in the off-season. It never ends.
Yep. Colton Wong with a 1-0 count. 2-0. Yeah, our crew should take a road trip like the one you just described.
A roadie?
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, we should do that.
Most of us would make it.
Fly ball back into left. That's Dickerson, and he's there to make the catch to retire the side. 1, 2, 3, go the Cardinals. Rays coming in to hit in the 3rd.
Fox Sports Sun, and Saturday's night's walk-off hero for the Cardinals, Tommy Pham, specialized his cleats for Players Weekend, but T-Pham didn't design his own cleats. His 7-year-old nephew did. And Pham sent 2 pairs of standard plain white cleats to St. Louis Children's Hospital, one to his nephew Clayton, the other pair to the Arts and Crafts Room. Clayton and several kids at the hospital painted Pham's shoes. So all the glitter, the designs, the colors on his cleats have made Players Weekend more meaningful for Pham. Dwayne.
Yeah, what a great gesture, and then to wear those, how cool is that?
That's fantastic. Yep. That's a great story.
Chris Archer takes a strike. Pants right on the shoes there. It's a nice report.
Yeah. Pants on the shoe. Yeah, most of the time. That's good.
0-2. Archer 1 of 5 at the plate with a run batted in. It's a ball, 2 strikes. Little chopper by the mound. In from third, Garcia, and safe at first. Archer comes up with an infield hit.
Well, and I'll tell you something. Garcia, Gregor's down there at third base is having a tough afternoon. You miss the line drive, and you get this right here. A chopper. Now you're going to pick it up right there. There goes the helmet. Beanie stays on, and you beat it out, but you beat it out because Gregor's couldn't get the ball out of his glove. You're going to make the play right here. Nope, fumble, and just that little bit is what cost you.
I'd say first time through the lineup here with Garcia in at third in the place of Jerko. And boy, has he been busy.
And it hasn't really gone his way.
Kiermaier fouls it back, strike 1.
St. Louis wishing in the worst way that the jerk was out of third base.
Oh, it's been a Players Weekend. In some ways, like a Marx Brothers movie. Well, a ground ball right side this time. Play is to first. Archer moves into second base, and the outlaw cut down at first by Wonger. So a man in scoring position.
Are you going to be happy to get back to normal tomorrow, or?
I don't know that we should. I think we should just continue.
It should just be a broadcaster's month.
It'll be like the rest of the season should just be a player month and a week or whatever we have left. It's been fun.
It has.
Yeah.
It really has. You get to see some of these guys' personalities. And
oh, broken bat. Oh, that ball right in on his hands, and the throw to first. He's out, diving headfirst over there. Archer goes to third. Souza Jr. is out. Garcia to Carpenter.
And Gregor's again. I'm telling you, this guy does have a target square on his back. But this right here is a very nice play. Gets a good jump, barehanded. It's going to be his only chance to get Souza Jr., who goes airborne down there at first base.
You can just see Garcia. Well, we're going to put you at third today, fill in, because I like to get a few reps. Well, wait till the game starts. You'll get plenty of reps in the game. And that's exactly what's happened here.
He has been so tested.
Yes, you talk about busy. So now a man at third with 2 gone, and here is Evan Longoria.
Ooh, switched bats.
Pitch is a ball.
Listen, he struck out with the 2-tone blue. So we're going to go back to tradition.
Well, it was faulty when it came to check swings. So that's gone. Just a little bit of that one to make it a 1-1 count. Evans, 17 home runs, 70 runs batted in. Had a hit last night, 2 hits in the first game of the series here Friday. Now he's behind in the count. Two and two. It's Lynn against Longoria here. St. Louis right-hander out of the University of Mississippi. And Longoria is out on strikes. We go to the bottom of the third, still scoreless. The third, our Geico great moment. It was on this day in 2003. St. Pete native and our colleague Doug Wechter making his major league debut out of the bullpen against Seattle. And check this out, strikes out Ichiro and is credited with a victory, tossing 2 1/3 scoreless innings in that 8-4 win at Safeco.
It's a nice way to break in.
How about that?
Huh?
Striking out Ichiro on top of that.
Fresh-faced Hannibal Wechter. As long as we're on the Players Weekend, he had a great name. The nickname, Hannibal Wechter.
Yeah, that's perfect.
That is pretty good.
Yeah.
They should have activated him just for that.
Yeah. You just don't want to meet him after a night game.
No, not especially if he's a little hungry.
Yeah. Walking along on the street. Yeah. Yeah, well, that was impressive. Here we go on to the bottom of the third. Stephen Piscotty all set to lead off. Momo. Well, the Rays have Lomo and the Cardinals have Momo on this Players Weekend. Want to know Garcia next and then Lynn.
I mean, with Logan Morrison, you can figure that one out. Tough to figure out Stephen Piscotty, Momo.
Archer back out on the hill after running the bases in the top of the third. balls and a strike. Archer facing St. Louis for the first time. His lifetime mark against National League teams 6-7 in 17 prior starts. 2-2. Full count.
I did a little research, Dwayne.
Yes.
Johnny O had sent me some good information the other day, and apparently Momo was the nickname that he received when he was playing Little League Baseball when he's around 6 years old. So he has done it as a tribute to the family back home.
Gotcha. Cut and a miss. So Piscotti is out on strikes. Well, that's part of what this players' weekend is all about. We've talked about the patches on their sleeves and giving proper credit, shout out, proper due to parents and coaches and important people in their lives who helped them along the way.
That patch with the baseball evolution from youth leagues all the way up to the big leagues, and it is quite the journey for these players.
Greg Garcia, want to know the count, hitting .243. (2-0). Well, it's great to give them an opportunity to express that. I think that might be the best thing out of this whole players' weekend. We've had fun with nicknames and the uniforms, and there's a line drive base hit. Garcia rolls it toward right center, and he's going to head for second and is in there ahead of the throw. So Garcia doubles, picking up the first hit off Archer, and immediately finds himself in scoring position.
Well, the one good thing for Chris Archer here is he's got Lance Lynn coming to the plate, but this is a ball left out over, and Gregors smokes it out into right center field. And Souza Jr. does his best to get there as quickly as possible and get it in, but Garcia had a full head of steam. That's all right, though. You get Lynn out here, and you know, you're going to give a two-out opportunity to Carp, but go back to making pitches.
Lynn hitting left-handed here. He has become a switch hitter, relatively speaking, recently in his career. And the pitch is a strike.
I made that mistake too. So the little bit of time that you get to work on it, let's split it up over left and right.
Sharing company with the switch hitting pitcher here in the booth. There's a little chopper foul, and the point you make is right on. And you see here he's an equal threat, lefty or righty. A couple percentage points more from the left side. 0.77 versus 0.65. Essentially, the story I got, Cardinals said, well, sure, what the heck, try it.
Yeah, why not?
The only problem with that is that, you know, in this case, he's a right-hander, and you expose that right arm right out there in front.
That's why you gotta pad it up, baby. Had to do the same thing. I don't know what they were worried about. It hit my elbow. We're going to take some velocity off.
Chop to shortstop, and Echeverria's throw to first in time. Garcia takes third on that chopper to the left side.
Do you know how I learned how to switch hit? When I was growing up, we lived out, you know, in rural. It was out in the country and didn't have a lot of neighbors. So we had a lot of land, though. And so I would memorize teams' lineups. My dad owned a tire business, so I had an endless supply of tennis balls. And so I would memorize the team lineup. They're going to play the Indians against whoever. And you'd memorize each lineup, and then if he hit, left, I hit left. If he hit
Exactly.
right, I hit right. And that's how over, growing up, it became the thing to do.
Yeah, we did the same thing.
It's
You find the closest vacant lot or little plot of land that you have. And that's one of the great things about growing up and figuring out if you could switch hit. There's a strike. One strike, the count on Carpenter. And a strike at the knees. Couple pretty good pitches right here to Carpenter.
When you're trying to get out of an inning, you got a runner down there at third base. You can't start off an AB much better. Now can you finish it? And he's one of the best finishers in the game as far as racking up the strikeouts.
Cardinals with their first base runner, the one-out double by Garcia. He's at third with 2 outs. Now 1-2 the count. Pulled foul. Still 1-2. Carpenter singled in the 9th inning last night ahead of the Pham home run. And a walk and a single in the game on Friday. Rays won that one 7-3. The Cardinals won last night 6-4. Rays bullpen last night not having Romo or Cishak available. That's a fair ball knocked down by Morrison. Archer covers and he got there in time, and a collision there with Archer and Carpenter rolling, and I think both of them are going to be fine. Archer got over there and walks away, apparently no worse for the wear. Take a look at Flaco Forte hesitating and a little late getting off the mound, and then right in front of the runner Carpenter. No score through 3. the 4th. If you're looking to celebrate an upcoming special occasion or put together the next team building event for work, the Rays have a number of options for groups of 20 or more, from exclusive party areas to suites to general seating. Call 888-FAN-RAYS or visit RaysBaseball.com. Rays up.
Have you ever partaken in like a team building event? Like get up on the table and fall backwards and we all catch you?
Yeah. There's a fly ball to center. Logan Morrison's going to get this one out of here. Back into center field. Logan Morrison hits his 30th home run of the year, and that will give the Rays a 1-0 lead. 30 home runs for Logan Morrison, and he hit that one into the seats just to the right side of center field, and his first 30 home run season.
But Lance Lynn knows this ballpark, especially during the day, better than anybody. He's been trying to keep the ball down in the zone for the most part, because you get that ball airborne and it's going to carry. And that ball, just a smooth, easy swing by Logan Morrison, and he's able to drop it 3-4 rows deep.
Now a strike to Corey Dickerson. Well, the home runners return to the Rays lineup. Duda, Dickerson, and Echeverria hit home runs last night. And here in the 4th inning, Logan Morrison puts the Rays out in front to get to the 30 mark. That's quite an accomplishment for a hitter.
Yeah.
If you're at 29, you've got to get to 30. And Morrison, I think, happy and relieved at the same time that he has done that, and with that, puts the Rays out in front. Dickerson fouls it away.
And I'll tell you what, you know, with Corey Dickerson getting to 25 in last night's game, you've got a real good shot of getting at least 3 Rays hitters to 30 home runs.
Yes, you do, because Souza Jr. has 28. So they've got Morrison now at 30. And Dickerson within range. On the ground to the right side, Carpenter unassisted at first. Well, that's for his dad right there. Late father, remembering him. Home run number 30. Echeverria lifts a foul out of play up the right side for a strike. 408 the distance on the home run for Morrison. An off-speed pitch. And as we mentioned earlier, Lynn heavy on a variation of the fastball. Here's a fly ball lifted into short right, and Piscotty's there to make the catch. 2 gone.
Just a little bit that we've seen of him here in this ball game. He has shown the ability to manipulate the strike zone with that pitch. You know, sinking it down and away from the lefties. You know, fastball down and away to the righties. A little cut here. We saw him get the 4-seamer, a couple of them by Longoria for a strikeout that got up to the 94-95 range. So just different variations, different areas of the zone, and different movement at the end.
Strike 1 to Miller.
And then you're able to sneak a piece of cheese by a rat. That is no easy task.
And he gets the foul ball on that pitch coming in. 0-2. Miller, a couple of hits in last night's game, a double and a single. Picking up a multi-hit game for the first time since earlier this month on the 9th of August. Miller down, a ball, 2 strikes. 2 outs, bases empty, a run home. And strike 3 call. C.B. Buckner calls Miller out on strikes to end the 4th. The Rays open the 4th with a long one off the bat of Logan Morrison, his 30th home run of the year. And the Rays take a 1-0 lead. Ball break today brought to you by T-Mobile, and we'll take a look at the American and National League. Cole Calhoun very hot for the Angels in their last 10 games. The Angels making a run at that second wild card spot, and a pretty strong one. Anthony Rizzo of the Cubs hot as well, over actually extending back into the last 12 games. There's a ground ball to short. Maria handles this one. Tommy Pham is out number 1. 1 pitch, 1 out here in the 4th. The Cubs opening a 3-game lead in the Central on Milwaukee. Rizzo's been a big part of that.
Well, the Rays, they're going to get the Cubs in September. We got a couple more games against them. Already had a couple up at Wrigley. They'll come down and visit the Trop. Pretty demanding schedule for the Rays in the month of September. A lot of division games, of course, and the Cubs.
DeYoung takes a strike. Ball DeYoung. Upstairs 1-1. Talking about how unusual it is for a young man to do what Paul DeYoung has done. Not only did he show up at a home run, pinch hitting in his first big league appearance, but playing shortstop here after spending time primarily catching at the collegiate level. Pops this one up, and Miller takes care of that. And he has done a nice job at shortstop for this team.
He really has. He leads the way, you know, in home runs. He's played a solid shortstop. And we talked about it a little bit last night. That's not the norm. I mean, usually the shortstop position, you draft a shortstop, you develop a shortstop, he plays short. you know, other than that, you draft the shortstop, and all of a sudden maybe he ends up at center or at second. You move him around from there. You typically don't move somebody to shortstop. Now, they've already been there and been developing in that way, but not Paul DeJong. And listen, he's getting it done for this team.
You know, there are a couple of guys and pretty significant players who made the transition from catching to the middle infield at second. Manny Trio did that. What a great second baseman he was, caught early in his career. And Craig Biggio.
Yep.
What a move that was. The liner, and it's going to be into center field, a base hit. A 1-0 pitch, and Dexter Fowler is aboard with 2 gone. Hit number 2 for the Cardinals.
Well, use the middle of the field, go right back there. That's a changeup that stayed up, and Fowler able to rope that ball into center field. And now you start to think about maybe putting him in motion. You know, 5 stolen bases on the year. He's been caught 3 times, but with 2 outs, trailing by a run, the Cardinals would love to get him into scoring position.
Yadier Molina at the plate. The big cut and a miss. Molina going out after that pitch. Pitch out over the plate there.
Yeah, he got a hanger. Hanging slider. Wow.
And boy, did he recognize it and attack it. But he missed it.
The most important part.
And now strike 2. Well, you know, that shows you a couple of things. Pitcher's not always going to make the perfect pitch, and a hitter's not always going to hit mistakes. And in that case, Molina's eyes lit up on a pitch that was hanging out there. Up the right side, foul. But you try to minimize those if you're on the mound.
Yeah, and this is where, you know, front offices, this is why they love the stuff guys so much, because you'll get away with a few more of those mistakes than somebody who's more of a finesse guy. You know, those kind of hanging sliders very rarely get missed. I mean, they may not always leave the yard, but they get hit hard, even if they do become outs. But you're right, it's such, you know, you see it, you think you're going to get there, and you end up swinging underneath it because you expected it to break a little bit more than it did.
And a strikeout of Molina. A man left on after the 2-out single by Fowler. A look at the strikeout pitch as we go to break. We have completed 4 innings. 1-0 Rays. Day in St. Louis on Players Weekend, and you can commemorate the inaugural Players Weekend at MLBshop.com with limited edition Rays jerseys and tees featuring player pick nicknames. You can wear the gear the players wear on the field this weekend, available while supplies last at MLBshop.com. A member of our crews, in fact, a number of our crew members have taken to the caps, and so they've already secured the caps.
They have?
Yes. They're very happy about that.
Well, hopefully they'll be wearing them on our way to Kansas City. I think that'd be a nice touch on the plane. Although if the crew member sitting next to me has one on, we will fight.
Jesus Sucre takes the strike. Suki leads it off here in the 5th. One ball, one strike. Two and one. Archer sort of on deck. Now 2 and 2.
Taking a rest while he can.
Now 3 balls, 2 strikes. I wonder if Jesus Sucre would be a fan of Steppenwolf with his nickname Suki.
Ooh. Do explain, because I'm not familiar with
foul
that.
Ball. Steppenwolf, Suki Suki. Great tune.
Get pants on it.
Yeah, we should have her check that out. That is ball 4. We'll have to see if we can fire it up on the plane ride over to Kansas City.
Ooh, in our heads.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll be on backwards, listening to Suki Suki.
Hey, well, yeah. If you got Steppenwolf on,
yeah.
What was their big hit?
Well,
they're like most commercial.
Born to be Wild.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the one. I sang that at.
I'm not surprised.
The
ground ball off the bat of Archer, and they're going to get a double play. 4-6-3.
The team party when I was with the Angels my rookie year, and your former partner Joe McGrain can probably attest to this. We were made to be at the beck and call of the veterans for the majority of the night.
Yeah.
And
kind of the natural order of things.
Yeah, that's the way it worked. And at the very end, I decided to take the microphone to sing Born to be Wild. I had an interesting get-up on.
I'm sure.
Yeah, it was really good. And, yeah, they put that song down.
Okay.
It was good times.
That could be fun.
Yeah, I want to retire.
There's some fun attempt by Kiermaier.
Only guy that retired after his rookie year, completely healthy.
Strike the count. I'm just surprised that we've never heard you do that again.
I grew up, Dwayne. I realized the error of my ways.
That'd be pretty good.
Yeah, it's not going to happen, so.
Just visualizing.
Please don't.
He had a Bez 0-2.
I'll tell you what, in between innings, I'll tell you what my getup was.
Yes.
You will never visualize it again. Oh, no. That's all I'm going to tell you.
At least I'll try not to.
If you do, you may need to check in somewhere.
There's a line drive and a base hit into right toward the corner. Kiermaier around first. He's on his way to second. And a stand-up double for the Rays center fielder. So the outlaw No need to steal second. He's just doubled here with 2 outs.
Well, got a pitch elevated. That's what these guys are trying to do. When he goes with the sinker, you want that pitch to stay up and flat. That one did. And Outlaw gives the Rays an opportunity here with 2 outs. Still an extremely tight game.
Steven Souza Jr. takes a strike. One and one. Jr. broke his bat the last time up on a pitch in and a little ground ball down to third. Rays got a run on the Logan Morrison home run in the 4th. Now another scoring opportunity presents itself with 2 away in the 5th on the Kiermaier double. And the count is full. Lynn's best year for the Cardinals in terms of wins was 2012. He went 18-7 and actually went to camp that year figuring that he'd work out of the bullpen. They were slating him for the 8th inning guy. He left camp in the rotation, really is the 5th guy in the rotation, wound up winning 18 games. And now he walks Souza Jr. on a pitch just missed in.
And walks slowly off the mound because he was not at all happy with the non-call by C.B. Buckner. At least the non-strike call. Trying to catch him by surprise. That ball just in, just off.
Well, Evan Longoria looking for his first hit. A couple strikeouts on the day, and this would be a good time for his first hit of the day. Fly ball, that's going to be caught by Pham and left, and the Rays leave 2. We go to the bottom of the 5th. 1-0 Tampa Bay. 1-0 lead. Check the Archer strikeout day. Started with 217. We got Pham looking and Molina swinging. Scotty swinging and Molina same way. So as we take a look at our Florida Lottery jackpot stat, that's now 221. Firmly in the second spot behind Chris Sale's 253. And a swing and a miss by Colton Wong. One. Scotty next, then Garcia down into the bottom part of the lineup for Archer here in the 5th. Three-one count.
These are the types of counts that he has not been in all afternoon. As you can see, the pitch count very much in order, especially for a guy who's going to rack up some strikeouts. And it's either been the strikeout or 1-2 pitch outs.
On a leadoff walk, that's not what he wanted to do here. Giving up his first walk, third base runner. And for the first time in this game, the Cardinals put the leadoff man on. Stephen Piscotty becomes the hitter. Archer mid-90s at the bottom of the zone for strike one.
And the velocity's been good. It really has been all season long. Good velocity on the slider. He sticks with the hard stuff most of the time. You know, he'll sprinkle in the changeup here or there, but doesn't really use it enough to be extremely effective. But you know what? I guess you get to the point where if you really don't need it, you know, at some point you will, because you're not going to always have, you know, 97 in your back pocket, the 90-mile-an-hour slider. So the changeup at some point will play a role. But most of the time, it's just the hard stuff. Overpower you.
0-2.
I do think that that's what makes it difficult on him later in games. You know, when you get to that third and fourth time through where he has struggled. These hitters have seen you all afternoon or all night, and it's only been 2 pitches.
Yeah, and I think history tells you that that's the case as well. And at some point you would think that that changeup might be involved a bit more in the mix. But nothing wrong with that right there. And Piscotty is out on strikes. A walk and a strikeout. Piscotty out on strikes for the second time.
And slider down and away, and you've got Momo saying, oh no. Cannot hold up.
Craig Garcia. Back-ended first. Nice bite to that one. Garcia, one of the 2 hits allowed. That was a double in the 3rd. He's come up through the Cardinal farm system. They drafted him in 2010. And a duplicate right there, 0-2.
It's that slider. It's been on point today. And even the couple that he's missed and hung, he's not been hurt on. Boy, when you're able to get that kind of depth and just drive that pitch with velocity and tight spin.
And strike 3 called. Well, then the fastball 0-2. And Garcia's caught looking.
I'll tell you what, Gregors is having a tough day. He's had a few bright moments, you know, with the barehanded play made earlier in the game, but overall it's been a tough afternoon. You get 2 sliders, A+ sliders below the zone that you chase, and then you get frozen up and in with 95. Thanks.
Back-to-back strikeouts after the leadoff walk. Here's Lance Lynn. Fouls it right back for a strike. One and one to count. Now 2-1. Long, the runner at first base. Lynn fouls it back, and the count square at 2-2. Right spot, right time for a souvenir. Two now against the opposing pitcher. And Archer goes all the way out, 3-2. Top of the order, Carpenter is on deck. Fly ball. Right center. Souza Jr. makes the call and the catch. Man left on after the leadoff walk, and we go to the 6th. Rays lead 1-0. Well, Chris Archer making his 28th start of the season today and has worked 5 innings. In the process, 6 strikeouts. He gave up a double to Garcia and a base hit to Fowler. And Logan Morrison has given the Rays the lead with his 30th home run of the year.
Well, he got a pitch left up in the zone by Lance Lynn. One of the few mistakes made by either pitcher here this afternoon. He got it out. Right now, that's the difference. And we are on the backside of this game. Top of the 6th.
And the man who gave the Rays the lead will lead it off in the 6th inning after hitting the first pitch of the 4th out to center. So it'll be Morrison, Dickerson, and Echeverria. $2 Kids Tuesday presented by Morgan Auto Group continues Tuesday, September 5th. The Rays take on the Twins. You can purchase $2 tickets for kids 14 and under with the purchase of a full price adult ticket. All fans get $2 hot dogs presented by KM Franks. Call 888-FAN-RAYS or visit raysbaseball.com/specials. It'll be when the Rays return from this road trip over to Kansas City and then up to the south side of Chicago before getting back home. Morrison after the first pitch here in the inning, and he pops it up, handled by Wong out from second base.
A nice job right there by Lance Lynn creating an angle. Well, it almost looked like he lowered his arm angle. I'm not really sure that he actually did that, but the way that he drove that ball in, you don't see Logan Morrison get jammed like that too often, but watch the angle that he creates here. Really got that ball in and tied him up.
Well, there's Corey Dickerson. Dickerson with a line single into left in 2 at bats. Pitch is upstairs, 1-0. One. Well, the Rays have managed to put at least a man on base in every inning. They've stranded 5 through 5 and have the game's only run. Now it's 1-2 to Corey Dickerson. Dickerson missed that fastball. Out number 2.
Well, 91 down and away at the kneecaps to get to 2 strikes, and then this is where he'll come with that 4-seamer and drive it up and in. So he uses that strike zone down and away to up and in about as well as you possibly can on back-to-back pitches.
Two up, 2 down in the 6th inning, and here's Echeverria. Chops it to third, foul. Garcia makes the pickup. One. Rays facing Lance Lynn, the 30-year-old right-hander. And an imposing presence out there on the mound at 6'5". Roller to short. Young throws him out. The Rays are up and down in order for the first time today, leading 1-0 mid-6. Sun is brought to you by your Gulf Coast Honda dealers. Rays and the Cardinals wrapping up this interleague series on Players Weekend. The Rays with a run in the 4th inning. We've seen a lot of Rays fans up here. And we've run into some of them indicating they're going to go right to Kansas City to follow the club over there as well. Top of the order for St. Louis, Matt Carpenter. Well, those fans have been treated to some beautiful Midwest weather here in late August when it can be humid, but it is certainly not that. It's gorgeous here in St. Louis for this series. Archer's first pitch is a strike. Great pitching weather, I would think, BA.
Yeah, I mean, anytime, just these are the types of days you wake up, you look outside, and you're already in a good mood. And then when you feel, you know, no humidity, just a nice, pleasant day, yeah, it's a great day to play. I mean, to pitch, to hit, to be in the field, this is as good as it gets.
And a beautiful ballpark here. Interesting to hear fans now reference the park that used to be here next door as Old Busch Stadium. In the minds of many, Old Busch Stadium was over on Grand Avenue. Sportsman's Park was Busch Stadium, and then they built in the mid-60s another one downtown, and that one is gone. And that way, the 3rd iteration of Busch Stadium here in St. Louis. There's a high fly ball down the right side toward the corner, and it's going to be foul. So the count is 2 balls, 2 strikes.
There was an attempt to make that play by a fan down there, Dwayne, and it was a horrible failure. Here you see the ball coming down. Oh, the ball got over his head, and then down he goes. He may have come straight here from the fight last night. Crawled over the wall, and here you go.
Swinging and a miss. Carpenter out on strikes. It's 3 of the last 4 hitters via the strikeout. Lost it in the sun.
Let's hope. Let's hope that's all it was.
Tommy Pham, who ended the game last night, 0 for 2 so far in this game. This is a strike. One. Liner, that's going to be a base hit over the head of Echeverria. Pham will make the turn and hold with Dickerson coming up with that ball in left field. That's the 3rd hit given up by Archer.
Here was a breaking ball that stayed up and actually ended up getting in a little bit on Pham. He hit that ball right off the label, and that's why you see that soft trajectory out into left center field, but a base runner nonetheless for the Cardinals here in this 1-run game.
And there's Paul DeYoung, 1 on, 1 out. Into center field. That's going to hang up there for Kevin Kiermaier, and back to first goes Pham. 2 gone. Dexter Fowler will be on his way to the plate.
Yeah, it seems as if the outlaw and Suzbot, the hand gestures are getting a little bit more intricate with each other. Every time they make an out, he's going to give Suzbot some. Suzbot answers in return. There's a follow-up to that.
Well, let's take a look at the outlaw there.
Turn right to Suzbot. Boom. Yep, then more. I think that's not the bunt. That may be a hit and run he just put on with Suzbot.
Fowler hits a little tapper foul. Stay tuned now, 7th inning for the Jeep Compass game break coming up. Rich and Orestes will have highlights from around the major leagues. The bottom of the 6th right now. Rays picked up a run in the 4th on the Logan Morrison home run. Went away. It's 1-1. Archer's allowed to walk along with the 3 hits. The knees, 1-2.
Boy, getting that call right there, that's a huge bonus. Big swing in the count on a pitch that really could have gone either way. Maybe even a lean towards the ball. It's a breaking ball, down and away, but Suki helping him out there.
Nice job there. Yeah, you're right by Sucre.
Soft hands.
And did Fowler go? Yes, he did. Carlson down at 3rd. Takes care of that. Fowler out on strikes. And we go to the 7th. 1-0 Tampa Bay. St. Louis. See if you're the ultimate Rays fan. Text Papa Rays and a photo of yourself in Rays gear to 67076 or enter at promo.com/Papa Rays to enter the Pepsi Papa John's Ultimate Rays Fan Experience contest. The grand prize includes 4 home plate club seats, 4 batting practice passes, and a lot more. Text Papa Rays to 67076 today. On to the 7th inning. Rays will have Brad Miller to lead it off. Miller has walked and has been called out on strikes. Pitch is upstairs, 1-0. Miller, Sucre, and Archer against Lance Lynn due up. Well, to this point, as we thought we might get, It's been a very good pitching matchup. Archer and Lynn. That ball driven deep to center field. Fowler's going to go back to the wall, and that's out of here. Home run to straightaway center field. Miller hits his 6th home run of the year, and the Rays lead 2-0. That ball just kept carrying on Fowler and got out of here back onto the batter's eye. And the Rays hit their 2nd home run of the day.
Boy, it did not feel or look like this ball was going to be able to get out. Now the Rat did a good job of getting down and underneath it and put some backspin on it, but it just carried and carried and carried, and you see Dex kind of drifting. By the time he gets to the wall, it's too late. He jumps right into it. We love that insurance run right there, delivered by the Rat.
Strike to Sucre. It's 400 to straightaway center. The fence is 8 feet high, and the measurement on that is 406. Almost instantaneously, we get the measurement on it.
Yeah, they're all over that here at 3rd Busch Stadium. If I followed you correctly.
It's a foul ball out of play.
By the way,
yep.
We got some interesting numbers to throw out at you.
Okay.
Cleveland Indians, Kansas City Royals.
Yes. They've had quite a day.
Weekend series. They've had quite a day, and it turns out that they've had quite a series. They won this afternoon, and so for the 3-game series, the cumulative score is Cleveland Indians 20, and the Kansas City Royals nothing. They did not score in the series. First time that the Indians had a 3-game shutout like that since 1956. And seeing how that the Rays are playing the Royals next, you're going to have either a very angry or very downtrodden bunch that has not scored a run in a weekend series.
Well, how about that game today?
Oh.
The Indians had a 9-run inning.
2nd inning. A grand slam, a double, an error, a couple of pitchers were used. There were 3 or 4 mound visits, 9 runs, 8 hits, went on and on and on. It was that kind of weekend for the Royals, and that's
how about that?
Yeah.
12-0 the final.
Yeah.
Yep. Now attempt to bunt, and he pops it up. Archer, who singled at an infield hit in the 3rd, grounded into a double play in the 5th. Tried to put down the bunt here in the 7th inning. Now the Rays head to Kansas City. Austin Pruitt will open that series against Ian Kennedy. We'll see Alex Cobb and Jake Odorizzi in the 2nd and 3rd games of that series.
Well, you know what? It's not been a kind place for the Rays here in the last few years, but maybe you're catching them at the exact right time.
Yeah, and at some point, all of that's got to turn around for the Rays.
100%.
And strike 3 call. Archer is out of there. 7 strikeouts for Lynn.
The numbers are so far in Kansas City's corner. Yeah, you're not that good.
Yeah. So we'll see. There's Austin Pruitt. We'll be with you at 7:30 tomorrow. That'll be Eastern time, of course. Swing and a miss by Kiermaier. Now 0-2. Now Lynn, after the home run to Miller, has struck out Sucre and Archer, and is ahead of the outlaw. And he strikes him out. 3 strikeouts in the inning following the home run. Rays have a 2-0 lead here. Let's head out to Rich and Orestes in the studio for the Jeep Compass game break. Have a 2-0 lead. Headed into the bottom of the 7th inning. The home run by Brad Miller to open the inning. So solo homers by Logan Morrison and Brad Miller. The scoring in this game, as you see Yadier Molina wait to lead off the bottom of the inning for St. Louis. Colton Wong will be next, and then Piscotty. Twice today, Archer has struck out Molina, and he pops him up on the first pitch. Bottom of the 7th. That's Miller from second base, a few steps into center. Well, that's a big out to get to begin the bottom of the 7th on one pitch, no less.
Well, he has been efficient all day. We talked about it a little bit earlier. In complete control, 79 pitches now through 6 1/3. That extra run the Rays just got on the home run by Rat, that's a huge insurance run, because now that forces the Cardinals to have to put something together as opposed to just running into one pitch, with a swing. So
there's Colton Wong. 1-0.
At the same time, you still got to finish, because I think we all felt pretty good about the Rays situation in last night's game too, and that didn't work out so well.
That's right.
That was the best changeup he's thrown today. Maybe in the last couple of starts. That pitch right there, he threw it like a fastball. He threw it with the idea, here comes a fastball. Better arm speed and hand speed out front. That was outstanding.
And then just missed a little bit up with a fastball there.
Because he throws the pitch so infrequently, at times he'll baby it. He'll slow down. He'll throw the changeup as if he's thinking changeup, when you have to throw it thinking fastball. That one he did. That's the one you've got to log in the memory and remember what that felt like.
2-2. Oh, is up in the bullpen.
We need to get who in here.
Cardinals have O, the Rays have who? Who is in the bullpen?
Colomé will be out there. Two Towels is out there. Cishek, he's out there too. You want me to name them all?
No.
You just asked me who's in the pen.
bullpen?
Yeah, I'm telling you. Jennings.
And there's who?
Box. I think that's it. I went through them all.
And who?
Again, I went through. In September there'll be a few more, I'm sure, but right now I just went through them all.
Fly ball deep right by Wong, and that's going to get out of here. Wong hit it over the bullpen and right, and the Cardinals are on the board. His 4th home run. Well, the difference now is the Miller home run.
And that's why we just talked about what a big deal that was. A one-run game, you catch one mistake, and that was a breaking ball that tried to come it down and in, and that ball stayed right there, and Wonger with another donger.
Here's Piscotty. Pitch is upstairs. It's the 22nd home run given up by Archer this year. Fouled out of play. Now 1-1, 409. The distance on that home run by Wong. So Archer touched for the run here in the inning. Makes it a 1-run game. 1-2. foul right back. A little piece of that one. Final game of this series, evened at a game apiece. Colton Wong has just made it a one-run game. Popped up, foul ball. Morrison's after it, so is Sucre, and it's Morrison on to make the catch. So 2 outs. Scotty fouls out to Logan Morrison. Greg Garcia, who has doubled and struck out today, on his way to the plate. Garcia getting a start at third base. Sherko went on the disabled list today. Garcia, the grandson of former Major League manager Dave Garcia, managed the Angels and the Indians. Pitch is upstairs, 1-0. Rays have Dan Jennings up in the bullpen, the lefty. He might be about to get some company. We'll see. Foul ball out of play. It's 1-1. And that's a strike call. 2 outs. A run in, 1-2 the count on Garcia. Garcia and Wong, who hit the home run in this inning, were college teammates playing for the University of Hawaii. That's where you need to get a baseball scholarship. University of Hawaii.
You know, I've thought about that between the baseball and the football. Problem is, when you're playing at home, it's great, but road games, my goodness, the travel. That's a rough road, you know, away stand that you're going to have to go on.
It's like when the Hawaii Islanders were in the Pacific Coast League.
Yeah. And then you got, by the way, you're still a student, so let's get the work done too. I guess you could do that on the flight.
Sure, yeah, you got a lot of enforced study hall time on the flight.
Yeah, that would be the way to do it. You get all your stuff done, but I don't know if I'd be a big fan of that. I would certainly love home games, and I'd love the off season.
Two the count to Garcia. So Luke Voigt on deck there a moment ago. Just popped up, foul back a third. Longoria's going to give it a chase, but runs out of room. Count still 2-2. Archer working here in the 7th inning. 8 strikeouts. He's now gone at least 6 innings in all but 6 of his last 51 starts. That's a base hit into center field. Garcia picks up his 2nd hit back through the middle.
But just when you think you're going to count Gregors out of this game, he comes through. It's been that kind of day for him. Tough play, great play. Tough play, great play. Hit, bad at bat. Now a hit here. Worked a good one against Chris Archer and is able to keep this inning alive.
Well, a meeting on the mound. Luke Voigt just rejoined this ball club when they put Jerko on the disabled list. Voigt, a first baseman, had been at AAA Memphis. He'll be the pinch hitter here. 36 years old. He was with the Cardinals earlier. 253 with 3 home runs. And 13 home runs in the minor leagues. And he's on to hit for Lance Lynn, who worked 7 innings. And now with 1 on, 2 outs in a 1-run game, here's Voit to face Archer. And he takes a big cut and misses the slider. 95 pitches for Lynn today. It's fouled out of play. 0-2. 7 innings, 6 hits, a couple runs allowed by Lynn. Gave up a home run to Morrison and a home run to Miller. Walked 3 and struck out 8.
See how
65 of his 95 pitches for strikes. Now an 0-2 count on Voit. Line drive into right field, and Sousa's there to catch it to retire the side. They score a run on the home run by Wong. Rays lead 2-1 through 7. One-run ball game. Home runs. The order of the day. Lomo and Rat have homered for the Rays. Wonger hit a solo shot for the Cardinals. And it's 2-1 as we head into the 8th inning. Chris Archer touched for the home run in the 7th inning, allowing 5 hits. And now the 34-year-old right-hander out of Korea, Sungwon Oh, will be the new pitcher after the 7 innings from Lance Lynn. And that pitch, a bunt attempt by Sousa, and he bunts it foul. 55th appearance for Oh, 1-5. With a 386 earned run average. Spent 9 years pitching in Korea, 2 years in Japan. And a foul ball straight back and just above us into the upper deck. 0-2.
Good luck with that.
my family.
Ah, look at you. Of course you knew. That's good research.
This one down and away, 1-2. Just a fortunate guess.
And somehow I think it's going to come up correct. Did you do that research the same time you were researching the arc?
Yeah, that's it. Base hit into left off the bat of Souza Jr. to lead it off. So the Rays put the leadoff hitter aboard here in the 8th inning. Wrap-up game of this series, and tomorrow on Rays Live, the pregame show presented by your Gulf Coast Honda dealers. Rays will be in Kansas City. Austin Pruitt's going to be on the mound to make that start. We'll hear from the young right-hander. And Orestes breaks down the Moose, Mike Moustakas.
Well, having a big power year for the Royals.
Well, it'll be a big series for both teams. Rays still harboring thoughts of the wild card spot. Coming into this one, 31 games left to play. Evan Longoria fouls it out of play. Looking for his first hit. Left-hander Duke, we saw him the other night. Zach Duke up in the bullpen for the Cardinals. High pop up, short left, and that's Pham making the catch. Will be out number 1 in the 8th with Souza Jr. still at first. Well, Logan Morrison is due to hit, and Mike Matheny comes out to make the pitching change. Call to the bullpen brought to you by the Florida Lottery. $6 value for $5 when you ask for a grouper from the Florida Lottery. With so many life-changing prizes, get your group ready. The Florida Lottery, it's your ticket. Claim it. Must be 18 or older to play. Play responsibly. Logan Morrison belting his 30th home run this year. It's our Bonefish Grill play of the game. Number 30, first time he has reached that, dedicating that to his late father.
Just turned 30 a few days ago.
Yeah, we were kind of rooting for him to hit number 30 on his 30th birthday. But the Rays will take all they can get today, hooked up in this 2-1 ball game now. With Souza Jr. at first, and it's Morrison against Duke. That ball center field coming straight in is Fowler, and he makes the catch. Sliding catch to retire Morrison.
Well, what a tough play there by Dex out in center, and Suzbot having to make the read. Is he going to be able to get there in time? I got to be close enough to second base. Got a beat on it, and then goes down and makes that catch about a foot above the ground before hitting the turf.
Well, the Rays are going to lift Corey Dickerson here with the left-hander Duke on the mound. Puello will pinch hit for him, Cesar Puello. And the move to first. Souza Jr. back in over there. Again, a move, and he's back standing up. Puello pinch hit in the game here Friday night. He's called out on strikes in that pinch hit appearance. And now a little bit more time taken here with a stroll to the mound by Molina. We're in the 8th in a 2-1 ball game. Eldorado Furniture invites you to settle in with us tomorrow night. The Rays take on the Kansas City Royals, and our coverage begins at 7:30 right here on Fox Sports Sun. Pruitt against Kennedy, the pitching matchup.
Seattle won, but New York had 10. Didn't work out so well for them.
Very sly. Yeah, I had put that down as a loss for Seattle. Here's Matheny now, taking a little more time with the Puello due up here, and a right-hander getting loose in the bullpen, so they really slow played that to get the right-hander up. And we'll be back in a moment. Call to the bullpen brought to you by the Florida Lottery. Shannon Sharp go head-to-head on the day's hottest sports topics. Undisputed with Skip and Shannon weekdays from 9:30 a.m. to noon Eastern, only on FS1. They're going to break down the fight and predict the rematch.
Oh, that's what they're going to go with. I mean,
Just
Mayweather
guessing.
said he was done. I mean, I know that it's boxing and you always say that, but did you watch it? Did you get a chance to see it? I got a chance to see it.
Yeah.
I ended up hanging around and watching it.
You think there's going to be a rematch?
I don't think, no. In this instance, I think that the one and done.
Yep.
Because, I don't think at the end of the day McGregor is ever going to be able to do it. I don't think Mayweather wasn't the same that you've seen. You know what I mean? I mean, age and being out of the ring for 2 years, but he still took him up, let him get tired, and then just took him apart. Listen, I thoroughly enjoyed the fight. I don't know if I'd want to see it again.
Okay. I just don't think anything's impossible in boxing.
Not at all.
John Brebbia is the new pitcher, and the Rays will again go to the bench. Lucas Duda will bat against him. Brebbia was in the game for an inning last night. And Duda lit it up last night with a long home run to center field in the first inning.
The Rays have hit a number of those things straight away center field here.
In the 8th, Duda up in the count, 2-0.
Well, you'd love some insurance here. You've got a guy at the plate with power, extra base, hit potential in a nice count.
And there's ball 3.
We'll just walk a guy into scoring position. You'll take that too. Brebb's having a hard time finding the plate here.
Souza's the base runner, 2 gone, 3-0 count to Duda. And now a strike. We got Archer and Kiermaier discussing things in the dugout. And there's ball 4. Brebbia walks Duda, and here comes Echeverria. Two men on, with Souza Jr. moving up to second on the walk. La Pantera at the plate. Fouls it right back over the screen. Echeverria homered last night. He had a 3-hit game here Friday night, driving in 2 runs and scoring 1, picking up a stolen base as well. Looking for 1 more hit before the Rays get out of town. Upstairs, throw back to second. Souza's back in there. Molina firing down to Wong.
You got to be careful, man, of those secondary leads, especially with Yachty behind the plate. And Wong, I'll tell you, he has shown some quick hands out there. We talked about the way that he's been turning some double plays or attempted double plays, and then quick here with the tag. Tough throw to handle. Gets it right over to the wrist, just not quite in time. Slick out there at second base.
Now a swing and a miss, ball getting away, and the runners will advance to second and third. So now the Rays with 2 men in scoring position.
Oh, that pitch, yeah, that's not the easiest pitch to flag down, but you see Yachty do that, I mean, with ease. And he's not able to get to this one. Brebbs pulled a slider. And watch Yachty just kind of go down to this for the scoop, pulled up a little too soon.
They ruled a wild pitch, 2nd and 3rd now. It's popped up, foul ball, back toward the stands and out of play. Molina tracked it back near the screen. Echeverria will get another chance. We're in the top of the 8th. The Rays scored on a homer by Morrison in the 4th. Miller hit a home run in the 7th. Long hit one in the bottom of the 7th for St. Louis. Now the Rays with 2 men in scoring position in the 8th with 2 outs. Upstairs, 2-2, rushing a fastball up there.
Now you got to think about that slider once again. You've gone up with the fastball, changed eye level, changed velocity, and now you go right back to down and away. At least that's what you're thinking Reb's going to do.
2 is foul back.
Good foul, though. I'll tell you, Echeverria putting up a little bit of a fight here. A lot of bit of a fight. Good take on the previous pitch. That one a little bit closer. He fouls it off. You got to think at some point, though, that the slider is going to come back. Although after throwing that one down and away and it getting by Molina, sometimes you're a little reluctant to try that again.
Souza's down at 3rd due to the runner at 2nd. 2-2 the count. And he goes with it wide, up and wide, full count. Miller on deck, the Rat. He's already homered today. And Echeverria, who was behind in the count, now full, 3-2. And that is ball 4. He walked him. Well, what a nice at bat for Echeverria there after getting down. So he draws the walk. Bases are loaded, and Brad Miller will be the hitter. And the Cardinals are going to talk it over on the mound. Derek Lilliquist, pitching coach, spending some time on the hill. Well, Brad Miller and his home run is the difference in the game right now. He got up 2-0 in the count in the 7th inning and then lifted that one out of here to center.
You can see that ball down and out over the plate that he's able to go out and get underneath. You know, he likes that ball out there where he can get extended down and then finish high, catch that ball with some backspin and let it fly.
That home run, just like cricket, something to smile about. And here is Brad Miller. So here is Miller, a walk and a home run. Bases loaded. Pitch is outside. Remy delivers. And there's ball 2. Well, Echeverria put up a battle to draw the walk after he fell behind. Now Miller's up 2 balls, no strikes. Miller let it loose and missed it, 2-1. Foul out of play the other way. 2-2. Cecil throwing in the Cardinal bullpen. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. Miller out on strikes. Rays leave him loaded here in the 8th. And here is the strikeout pitch. 2-1 Tampa Bay. Toyota inside look with the Rays protecting this one-run lead. Chris Archer very good today for the Rays through 7 innings.
Boy, he had the slider working, fastball. He was efficient. Only walked 1, gave up 1 run. That slider right there hung for Colton Wong. He was able to get it out, tighten this game up a little bit, and that's where we stand, 2-1. Dan Jennings in for the 63rd time on the season.
Jennings to face Matt Carpenter, left-handed hitter, top of the order for the Cardinals. It's a ball. Peter Borges, the needler, takes over in left. Shot back into right field. Souza's going to go to the wall, and that's out of here. Home run into the bullpen. Jennings gives up the home run to the left-handed bat of Matt Carpenter. His 17th home run, and this game is 2-2.
And immediately gets Kevin Cash out of the dugout. He's making a change. But for DJ, boy, this is the perils of a left-handed guy coming out of the pen. You've got 1 batter to face. You miss location. Carp takes advantage. You got a brand new ball game.
So the Rays will make another call to the bullpen, brought to you by the Florida Lottery. Carpenter connecting off the Rays lefty, Dan Jennings.
Down and in. Dangerous spot to a left-handed hitter. And Dan Jennings misses right there, and this is a tie game now.
Steve Cishek into this game, facing Tommy Pham. Archer for 7, Jennings 1 hitter, and now Cishek. One and one. Well, it was Tommy Pham who walked it off last night with a 2-run home run, 6-4 final. Cishek now 2-1 with him. At the home run off Brad Boxberger. Jammed him, and a liner down to first, caught by Morrison. It's out number 1. Paul DeYoung. Lined out to center his last time. He's popped to second, hit a fly ball to right. Pitch is low, 1-0. Line drive into left, one hop in front of Borges. And DeYoung has his first hit, 1 on, 1 out.
That was a nice swing there by DeYoung. You know, that's the type of slider that Cishek will feature that gets a right-handed hitter sometimes to lock up or even to flinch, because he starts it in off the plate almost at their front hip and then breaks it to the middle of the plate. But DeYoung stays right in there. Starts the leak just a little bit, but stays in long enough to rip that ball out into left field. That's nice discipline by the Cardinals shortstop.
Dexter Fowler. Fouls it back. Fowler singled off Archer in the 4th inning on a changeup. Fowler not in the lineup last night. He was under the weather. Back in, hitting cleanup today. And Cishek is ahead of him, 2 strikes. And that should take care of him on the appeal down to third. Mark Carlson says he did go around on the attempt to check his swing.
Just kept attacking him with heaters, and clearly too far there for the second out.
Now Gianni Molina. 2 strikeouts and a pop handled by the second baseman Miller. Pitch way wide from Cishek. Cishek was in the game here Friday. He got 1 out. Struck out the pinch hitter Jose Martinez, and now a big cut and a miss by Molina. A 1-1 count. That's going to be a base hit. DeYoung's going to go to third. Borges with his throw back to second. The base hit toward left center field. And with both outfielders moving laterally, that's a first to third advance by DeYoung on Molina's base hit.
Well, the Cardinals once again threatening here late, and it's Yadier Molina. 8-time All-Star, 14th season in the big leagues. Goes out and gets that pitch, just kind of drags it over into left center field right off the end of the bat. Paul DeYoung is going to hustle his way into third, and now you've got runners on first and third. And you got to be careful. Wong has, well, he's got a home run today. He's had some good at-bats here recently.
Came in hitting .315.
Gotta be careful with that slider too.
Pitch is outside. Really hit the home run off a slider in the 7th inning, connecting off Archer. Game tied here in the 8th. Foul out of play. The 3-2 pitch out.
There have been some missed swings by Wong in this series, but I'll tell you what, that one was right on the money. Defensively, he's been fantastic and starting to lock it in here a bit. You have to battle here in this at-bat.
The 1-1 and a ground ball headed to second. Into Miller's glove and out and over to first. That takes care of St. Louis in the 8th, but a home run by Matt Carpenter leads off the inning. And with that, this game is a tie game. Rays 2, Cardinals 2. Braves will have the bottom two due up. And then back around to the top of the order. Sucre is going to lead it off. And Borges in the 9th spot. Well, the Rays took the lead on Morrison's 4th inning home run. Got another run on Brad Miller's 7th inning home run before the Cardinals. Colton Wong hit one out in the bottom of the 7th, and Matt Carpenter's home run in the bottom of the 8th has rendered this game tied 2-2 as we go to the 9th. And Jesus Sucre will lead off. Pitch is down and away. 1 ball, no strikes. Rebbe got the final out in the 8th after giving up a walk. There's a strike. Walked Echeverria and struck out Miller. Romo and Colomé up in the bullpen. And a big cut and a miss by Sucre. Fastball up. He liked it, but it was up out of the zone.
Yeah, that's a tough one to like because that thing's up by the letters, maybe even a touch above with good velocity. The time that you get pitches up close to the eyes, you see the whole baseball. It looks big, very enticing.
Upstairs, 2-2. It has been another sea of red here in Busch Stadium today. 44,469. It's fouled out of play. They had over 41,000 here last night. Friday night, a bit over 40,000. And a souvenir to those fans. Kind of ironic when you think about the Cardinals and the sea of red. They were actually born in 1892 as the St. Louis Browns and didn't become the Cardinals until the turn of the century. Ground ball, 3rd, foul. And almost every fan who comes to this ballpark wears red.
It's everywhere, and the seats are red. So, but there were a couple of guys walking outside of the ballpark yesterday in red suits, head to toe suits.
Oh, Sucre hit by that pitch. So the Rays got a base runner. Sucre will head to first.
And Rebbe was able to get out of that jam that last half inning, but not showing very good command in being able to do so. And with 2 strikes, you hit Suki and leadoff man aboard.
Now Peter Borges in a tie game with a runner at first. Pitch is down, 1-0. Strike. More action in the Cardinal bullpen. Rui Valula is up. Pitch blocked by Molina. Kiermaier's on deck. We're in the top of the 9th and tied 2-2. Lynn worked the front 7. Ole for a third. Duke for a third. Brebbia on the hill. Back in. Suki. Want to keep an eye on him.
That right there, more than anything else, is I'm not comfortable with the pitch I'm throwing here. Because where's he go? I mean, really.
Yeah, that's right. Getting a little frisky over there now. You want to throw over? Maybe I'll go. Foul, out of play. It's 2-2. Trying to figure out why would they throw over here.
Right there, because he hasn't been caught yet. That's why. He looks like a guy that's getting ready to go.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Sucre at first. And a foul-tipped strikeout. Gorgeous out on strikes. Second strikeout in this game for Brebbia. Walked a couple, hit a man, thrown a wild pitch, and 2 strikeouts.
Listen, I was just going to say, Dwayne, just when you think that Brebbia is going to come unglued a little bit because of the lack of command, he's able to come back and get another big strikeout in that spot. He's got good stuff. It's just not always headed where he'd like it to.
Now Kevin Kiermaier takes the pitch down and in. Kiermaier with 2 hits, a single in the first. He doubled in the 5th inning. Takes one on the corner there. 1-1. And there again, off the plate, and it's 2-1. Cardinals have the outfield spread out for Kiermaier. He pulls it foul, out of play, up into the stands. A nice gesture by the fan, makes a young man happy there. The souvenir baseball.
So you hang around to the bitter end. You never know.
Showing up. Half the battle. Sucre at first with 1 out, 2-2 the count on Kevin Kiermaier. Puts it toward left center field. On the run, Fowler still on the move, and Pham is there, and Pham makes the catch. Pham ranging over from left into left center field, and he got there. Boy, big catch by the Cardinals from their left fielder.
Boy, you're not kidding. I mean, it looked like the outlaw had perfectly placed his ball left center field. He reaches out. Both outfielders angling back, and then look at that. At the last second, Pham fires that glove out there. You know, that kind of reminds you of that catch that Kiermaier himself made, where you're running, and at the last second you throw the glove out. Boy, that ball gets down, and that is big time trouble here for the Cardinals, and not to be.
Well, some defensive excellence right there from Tommy Pham. So Sucre, who was hit by a pitch, still at first, and now it's Steven Souza Jr. He's been on with a walk and a single today. He takes a strike. Foul right back, and quickly Souza is behind in the count. 0-2. Swing. It was close. Fastball 96 from Brebbia right there.
Close. There's a lot of movement in the head of that bat. But regardless, Sousbot will get another one here to work with.
The 1-2 pitch. And he takes it on the corner. He caught the corner that time. Souza Jr. called out on strikes. Scotty's going to lead it off. 2-2 tie. It's a 2-2 tie. Archer for 7. Jennings, Cishek to follow, and now Sergio Romo comes on. And he has had a nice run. 10 1/3 scoreless innings since giving up a run August the 9th against Boston.
El Michon, an ERA of 196. An opponent's average, very good. He's not hurt himself with the walk. 12 strikeouts to go along with it. And going to face the bottom of this Cardinal lineup here in the bottom of the 9th.
Two ball game. Stephen Piscotty leads it off. A couple of strikeouts and a pop foul handled by Morrison at first. Strike one. Take a look at this to start the at bat. Breaks right away from him.
Yeah, that's the big one. He's got a couple different versions of the slider. Big sweeper, a short little dart, fastball around 86.
0-2 2.
And with those 2 swings here by Momo, why would you go to anything else? I mean, you've got his body going one way. Look how fast he's opening up and then reaching. Just a disjointed swing on a very difficult pitch.
Lays off the pitch a little bit more away from him. Garcia's on deck. We're in the bottom of the 9th. Again, he lays off. Same spot, 2-2. Archer worked 7 for the Rays, made 101 pitches, 68 strikes. Struck out 8, walked 1, gave up a run on the home run. 5 hits total. Jennings, Cishek, and Romo. And now Romo 2-2 to the Cardinal right fielder. And he lays off a close pitch. He brought that one in a little closer and down. 3-2.
The adjustment made here by Momo, and let's see if he can stay disciplined, and let's see if Romo stays with the same game plan or he tries to put this one into the zone.
Romo to Momo, 3-2. And he got it. He strikes him out. Kept it on the plate, but broke it away. And a big strikeout to begin the bottom of the 9th.
That's the way you manipulate the break right there by Romo. Instead of trying to take it off the plate, he starts that ball in off and takes it right to the outside corner. So he went with the same version of the slider for 6 straight pitches and kept that last one on. I'll tell you, that's where he is very good. All the experience.
The ability to locate that pitch with a big break and a small break, pretty impressive. Now here's Garcia. First pitch is a strike.
You know, that's where you've got to know your stuff. You know what your stuff is, and then where do I have to start it? Where do I aim for? And you know, he knows that. Okay, the big one's going to break like this, so if I want to keep it on the plate, I got to aim it at the guy's front hip or wherever it may be.
1-1. And a base hit. Going to be the other way in the hole between short and third. That's a 3-hit day for Garcia. He's 3 for 4.
Gregor's getting better and better as the day goes on. That's not an easy at-bat against Romo. Keeps that ball moving away, and he just slaps it the other way. Evan Longoria right there cannot quite get there in time. You're playing a little bit shallow down there at third and off the bag.
Well, now Krichik comes on. He was in the cleanup spot last night. Doubled in 4 at-bats. And a wave and a miss. Strike 1. Keeping an eye on Garcia at first. Randall Krichik at the plate hitting. 1. Both starters worked 7. Lim 7 for St. Louis. Archer 7 for the Rays. Pitch popped up foul. Sucre's after it, but no play. Now 1-2. Pitched 2 innings here Friday. Top of the order, Carpenter is on deck. Over to first. Garcia back in. Did not face Krichik in that game. One is foul toward the on deck circle. Still a ball, 2 strikes. Takes a shot outside and pitch taken by Krichik.
He tries to get you to chase, tries to get you off the plate. We saw what he was able to do with Piscotty, keep it on the plate, so he's going to test your discipline.
Again, Garcia singled, is back in at first base. And this one way wide. Sucre out there to stay with that pitch, and we have a full count again.
Did you see Garcia over there? We had a great camera shot of it, just messing around with Romo with the false starts and the flinches towards second, and all of a sudden you get a pitcher thinking about you over there and misses badly. Now a full count. Will they indeed send him here, running the risk of a strikeout throwout? Does he stay put? He's definitely going to try to get into the head of Romo.
Full count, 1 out. And a swing and a miss on that big cut. So that's out number 2 as Romo strikes out Krichik.
Which is completely overmatched on that fastball. That's where Romo's not going to get you with a ton of velocity, but boy, it looked like it right there as Krichik is expecting that slider, and it got blown away.
Yeah, that's blown away with 86, but how about placement?
Yeah, well, it just goes to show you if you set a guy up.
Now it's Matt Carpenter who tied this game with a home run in the 8th inning, connecting off Dan Jennings. He bats in the 9th. Again, a move over there. 11 strikeouts for Rays pitching. Archer had 8. Cishek 1, and now 2 strikeouts for the Rays right-hander Sergio Romo. The pitch is in there. A strike call. Carpenter against the lefty. Connects on the second pitch he saw.
Got into a bad area, that's all. Down and in. Romo, you got to believe in this situation is going to try to stay middle of the plate away. At least initially, not risk something into the swing of Carp, but we'll see. I'm keeping an eye on Garcia with the thought that he may be going at some point.
Another move over there is Garcia was a little active, and he, as you pointed out in the prior at bat, trying to be a distraction over there, and he was active that time.
What you want to do is have that pitcher thinking about you, and then who knows what you get.
Cut and a miss. Carpenter down 0-2. Right side of the infield overloaded with Carpenter up there. Shifting over there. Echeverria, lone man on the left side. And that pitch taken for ball 2. Or ball 1 on the 0-2 pitch, and it's 1-2. He is singled with 1 out. Now the 1-2. And just a little bit of that one, and Sucre takes another hit. The Rays had that stretch of 30 of 31 games, and collectively when they got that day off had a big sigh of relief. And if there are any two on this team who really could take more than a day off, it would be the catchers. I mean, every day Ramos and Sucre take a beating back there.
Back and forth they go.
Again, a toss to first. Runner goes. The 1-2 is foul. So finally, Garcia off on that 1-2 delivery. Back to first he goes. Well, New York, the Yankees beat Seattle. Cleveland beat Kansas City. That's where the Rays are heading. The Twins won. They beat Toronto 7-2. Wild card right now. Minnesota by a game up on the Angels in the second wild card spot. Seattle, Baltimore, Kansas City, Texas, and the Rays pending the outcome of this one. And a swing and a miss. Carpenter out on strikes. So out of all of that, Romo strikes out the side, gives up a hit, and his streak continues. That's 11 1/3 scoreless going for Sojiro Romo. 2-2. The story on this one is pretty simple. Solo home runs. Logan Morrison hitting his 30th home run of the year in the 4th inning gave the Rays the lead. They opened a 2-run lead when Brad Miller opened the 7th inning with a home run, his 6th of the year. So the Cardinals got a home run in the bottom of the 7th from Colton Wong. And another one to lead off the 8th inning for Matt Carpenter. That one coming off the lefty Dan Jennings after Archer had worked the front 7. And we're going to go into extra innings here. Tied. A 2-2 ball game. And here is Evan Longoria going after the first pitch from Sammy Tuivailala. And the ball caught by Fowler in center field. Having in a third for Brebbia. And now Tui out there.
He's on for the 27th time. He's worked 30 2/3 now. 233 average against. And here we are in extras and in a very important game for both teams.
Logan Morrison takes a fastball. 97 to start Morrison's at bat.
Yeah, smooth and easy 97, by the way.
Alex Colomé busy in the bullpen. Not around Morrison's feet that time. Rays are 7-5 in extra inning games. St. Louis 4-6. And we're 1 out into the 10th inning. There's a shot to center field. Well hit. That baby's gonna get out of here. Home run for Logan Morrison. That one explodes off his bat. His 2nd home run of the day, number 31 on the year. And the Rays take the lead here in the 10th inning. It's a 3-2 ball game. Logan Morrison connecting again in a multiple home run game against the Orioles to open July. And he gives the Rays the lead with this one, his 2nd of the day.
Boy, just dialed in, and that pitch is out over. You can see the extension that he was able to get, and the route he takes to first base lets you know that he knows and he's just giving the Rays the lead.
A 3-2 ball game now. Espinosa up here with a count of 1-1. One and two. The pitcher's spot here in this spot in the order, and Espinosa hits for Romo. A 1-2 count. This one is lined up the right side, foul, and out of play it goes. So Morrison's third multi-home run game of the year, 7th of his career. Espinosa is out on strikes in a pinch hitting role. So 2 gone here in the 10th. Echeverria will be the hitter. Echeverria walked his last time, 0 for 3 otherwise. The pitch is a strike. One ball, one strike. The Rays have hit 3 solo home runs today, as they did last night. They hit 3 home runs, 2 solo shots, and a 2-run homer by Duda in the first last night. Today, Morrison a solo homer in the 4th, Miller a solo homer in the 7th, and the 3rd home run a solo shot here in the 10th by Morrison. 1-2 foul back by Echeverria.
And the Rays hitting 3 home runs in a game has not always meant victory, especially here recently, which is strange. And usually you do something like that, you're going to win that game going away, but that's not been the case for the Rays since the break.
The ground ball down to 3rd. Garcia makes the pickup. The Rays are out in the 10th, but they grab the lead on a home run by Logan Morrison. And we'll go to the bottom half of the 10th. It's 3-2 Tampa Bay. 3-2 lead on the second home run of the day by the Rays first baseman Logan Morrison. Alex Colomé will take over. 38 of 43 in the save department. This is his 56th appearance.
Well, looking to lock this down for the Rays and give them a series win before heading over to Kansas City. He leads Major League Baseball by 2 over Greg Holland with the Rockies, and looking to extend that lead right now.
Well, he'll face Tommy Pham, who walked off the game last night with a home run. DeYoung will follow, and then Fowler. Pham singled in the 6th. And he chases that first pitch, strike 1. Nice late action on that one.
Yeah, I mean, Colomé can get that ball. You know, the way that he throws it too, sometimes it resembles a cutter, other times it's a slider, just depends on the release point. See right there, a hard slider with a little bit of depth. He keeps it up in the zone. It's a, you know, a hard cutter that stays flat but just tries to miss the barrel.
And that one's on the corner. A ball, 2 strikes. A little short fly ball to center, but Kiermaier's there and makes the catch. That's the first out. So 1 away, and now it'll be Paul DeYoung. He had a base hit in the 8th. It's a strike at the knees. Right now, Romo, the pitcher of record for the Rays. Joey Valula, the pitcher of record for St. Louis. One and one. We're talking about the Rays hitting 3 home runs in a game. They've lost their last 6 games hitting 3 home runs or more. But the 3rd home run today has given them the lead in the 10th inning. That's a foul ball. Colomé up in the count, 1 and 2. With this defensive setup, Morrison about halfway between first and second with DeYoung up there.
Trying to take that ball that he tries to punch the other way in the hole between first and second.
And a cut and a miss. Academic now. He's out on strikes. 2 up and 2 down. Colomé picks up the second out, a strikeout. The bases are empty. Here's the pitch.
Well placed by Colomé. The horse finding that down and away zone there. Outside the swing of DeYoung, and now 1 out away.
The Rays move Echeverria to the right side of second base, with Dexter Fowler hitting left-handed here. The pitch is a strike. Fowler had a base hit in the 4th. And struck out trying to check his swing the last 2 times up there in the 6th and the 8th innings. little tapper foul toward the coaching box. It's 0-2. And now with that, Longoria is going to go to the right side of second base, and Echeverria switches back to shortstop. I mean, very technical.
Very. I almost crossed the line there.
(0-2). And it's foul back a third, out of play. Scramble for what could perhaps be the final souvenir of the day. Dwindling opportunities.
Yes, let's hope. Put it away right here.
And this one is low. 1-2. Molina on deck. Face him in the next interleague series against the Cardinals a few years down the road. End it right here with Fowler. And that's wide. 2-2. And a cut to miss. This game is over. Fowler goes down swinging. Colome, 2 strikeouts in the 10th, and the Rays win it in extra innings. It's a 3-2 final. Romo will get the win. Colome picks up his 39th save of the year. Tuivalula is the losing pitcher, and here's the final pitch.
Well, the steady diet of those slider/cutter hybrids by Colome, and he's able to finally get one down in a way that Fowler goes after. Comes up empty, and the Rays walk out of here with the series victory.
For Brian Anderson and Pance Cordry, Dwayne Stats, hope you've enjoyed this telecast. Rays are winners in 10. Rays Live, the postgame, presented by WB Mason, comes your way next.